Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I gotta be me, I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am?
See, I was 13 when I found out that I had muscular dystrophy. I went to the doctors and they told me that I had asthma when I was about 12. Now, my parents weren't quite happy with the evaluation we'd been given, so I went to the hospital and they done a few more tests. Turns out that muscular dystrophy is actually quite different from asthma. And yeah, I found out at about 12, 13 years of age. It's changed everything. It's changed everything I thought I was going to be. It's changed everything that I thought I was going to do. However, it has left me as a different person. Maybe a slightly more knowledgeable, intelligent person. Maybe the fact that this has happened to me has led me to read more books, to think about writing. I write stories. I've got ideas. I can make films, I could make books, and it's something I'm seriously considering taking up. But that's not what I was when I was younger. Being disabled has changed everything about who I am. I never used to smoke, I never used to drink because I wanted to be a pro wrestler. Now, I'm a smoker. I drink Jack Daniels by the abundance, well, on the weekends anyway. It has made me a different person, and I think that is just the way I've learned to cope with being disabled. It's a young age to find out that your whole life's going to change. Some people react certain ways, I reacted my own way, and I've been living with it ever since. I was devastated when I found out I couldn't be a pro wrestler. Like I said, it was my life. When I was 6 years old, I saw Roddy Piper paint half his body black and have a go at Bad News Brown. I was sold on pro wrestling that day. Roddy Piper done it for me right then. I was a Hulkamaniac like everyone else, and then I liked Mr. Perfect, and that is what I did for most of my wrestling training, was try to be like Mr. Perfect. Yeah, I was devastated when I finally realised, and I knew for a long time, I knew, but I just didn't want to admit it, and I thought there were ways around it. I could do certain gimmicks, certain characters. Maybe I was slower, I didn't get up as much as other people. I was more of a mat-based wrestler perhaps. But eventually it comes to a point where you realise, no, you're going to have to use a wheelchair. When I was 21, I found out that I was pretty much doomed to a wheelchair. And that is when I really took it on the head that I'm never going to be a pro wrestler. That's when I started changing. That's when I started to smoke, started to go clubbing more. I was out with girls a whole lot more than I was when I was training and when I was practicing the wrestling and going to the amateur and the pro clubs. I was out a lot more, and like I said, it changed me completely as a person, and it's taken me a good few years to get to the person I am now. I had to go through a big transition phase, and yeah, it was depressing, and yeah, it weren't nice, but you have to learn to deal with things. And that's where I've got to. Big part of that is my little mate over here. You good boy, ain't ya? To be honest, the snow is a big problem for me. means when the floor's icy, this wheelchair's got no grip, and it makes it near on impossible for me to go out anywhere. I do try to go out when I can, but the thing is, I've got to walk the dog, and I need people to help me with that. I've got people that help me with that. But the snow pretty much means I stay indoors most of the time. There are lots of people that help me and have helped me in the past. If you're talking about inspirational people, you know, famous people, celebrities, sports stars, musicians, yeah, there's Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, Michael Manor, Stevie Richards, Madonna, Tom Hanks. People like that inspire me because they're so good at what they do and they work so hard to do it. And that's kind of a professional inspiration, and that helps me on a lot of levels disassociate myself from the real life that I live and just take myself away for some time into their worlds. And that's a big part of it. Guys like Stevie Richards or Michael Manor is probably one of the biggest influences and inspirations to me. The guy has been through so much in his life, done so much, and he has time and time again come back and shown that if you work hard enough and if you do it, you can achieve. Even if the world's against you, you'll still do well. They're the professionals. But in my personal life, obviously there's my mum and dad, who I love unconditionally. They are the two most important people in my life, and they have been there for me every single step of the way through it. They've had to try to learn to understand it along with me, and it's difficult for them. I don't always let them in. I don't let anybody in, really. What I'm telling you on this documentary is pretty much as I've ever told anybody about my disability. I don't really talk about it. But my parents have had to understand, and I have had to talk to them about it at times. But they are the two biggest people in terms of strength, giving me strength. Obviously, I've got other family, my nephew Grant, niece Sherry, all my nephews and nieces. It's not just those two, but they were with me when I found out about it. They were there at that age, and they've been there through a lot of it, and Grant has been there for a lot of it. Other family members, they're there. My cousin Kelly, she's a massive part of what keeps me going. But then when it comes down to, we're talking about, I need help walking the dog in the snow, going to the shops in the snow, when my wheelchair's broken, when I'm not well, when I need things doing that I can't do. I've got friends, a lot of my family will do that. My parents, like I said, Grant, Kelly, they'll all help me, they'll all do things. But I've got friends that will do things for me, do those things like going shopping. And Dan, the guy doing this documentary, is one of those. He's one of the main people that I know I can count on when I need something. And Stu, my other mate, is another one who I know I can count on. If I phone him up at 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd come and help me. And I know Dan would do the same. And two of my very, very good friends, Anksy and Charlie, they have been a massive part of what has made me the person I am now, what has given me my confidence, my strength, and they have done so much for me in terms of making my life just that more enjoyable over the years. There was a massive part of going out clubbing and drinking and, you know, just having fun and taking your mind off of it. They've taken me to New York, Australia. We're going to Amsterdam this year. So, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of my friends, and like I said, Dan, Stu are two of the closest people that come round and do a lot of shopping, walking the dog and stuff. There's a load of people that help me. and they're all fantastic. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to each and every one of you, genuinely and sincerely. Thank you for everything you do for me. I appreciate it in a massive way.
I gotta be me.